Hi, welcome to the explanation for PT 32. This is game 4. After the last game that was pretty hard, this one wraps up with an ordering game that I think is a little tricky, but not too hard. If you fit it into your advanced ordering framework with using multiple tiers to keep track of the variables, you're going to do fine. So what are we doing here? We've got 7 consecutive days, and on each day you're going to have either 3 breeds of kitten, which is like a Himalaya, Manx, and a Siamese. These are kittens. And you could have a Greyhound, Newfoundland, or Rottweiler for puppies. So if you look at the rules here, each day you're going to display one from this group, the kittens, and one from the puppies group. So thinking about how to do it, maybe I think the amateur way is you divide each of these days in half. You know, you got your 7 days down here. And then maybe put the kitten over on this side and then the puppy on this side. And that works, but ultimately you're going to be way better off if you fit it into the same mental framework that you're used to. And that's using the tiers to keep track of different things. So let's keep track of the dogs down here. This is where G, N, and R can go. And then we'll keep track of the kitties up here. So each day is going to have 1 kitten, 1 puppy. Very simple to keep track of. You just look at it, and this makes it easy to write rules. Say H and R can't go together, which actually turns out to be a rule. It's very easy to track that visually in a way that makes sense. So for the rules here, no breed is featured on 2 consecutive days, so we'll have X stand in for just a random variable. Can't see 2 of the same thing. So 2 Gs, for example, that would be a no-no. Greyhounds are featured on day 1. Sorry, I mixed up the order of the rules. This was the first rule here. It doesn't matter, but Greyhounds are on day 1. Anything featured on day 1 is not on day 7. This rule is a little hard to visualize. I think that maybe putting a big arrow here and then you know that that's not. If it's on day 1, can't go in day 7. And this is visually obtrusive. It's annoying to look at, but I think that's better. You're not going to forget the rule then. All right, now we have exactly 3 Himalayas. So that's going to go into this row here. That's another key one to remember. And then Rottweilers are not on day 7. And they're also not on any day with H, so you can't see HR. So for inferences, one basic one that you have to catch here, if it's in day 1, can't be in day 7. So there's no G here. That means that N is the only dog left that can go here, the only puppy. And I'm just realizing I forgot a rule here. When we're told that there's 3 H, we're also told that it can't be on Monday. So no H here. You're going to end up with either M or S on this day. Okay, 19, the acceptability question. Just use your usual strategy of seeing where the rules are violated one rule at a time. Here you come up with E. We won't look at that too hard. For 20, we've got H is going to be not featured on day 2, so no H here. That's going to force this order with H, so H, H, H. Only place we can get the 3 H's in and not violate this rule. So what could be true here? M on day 3, no, that's out. M3. How about S on day 4? Yeah, it looks like that should work out fine. If you want to then go to elimination mode rather than try and build a whole order there, that might make sense. Rottweilers on day 5, that violates this rule, so that's out, R5. Himalayas on day 6 is clearly not going to work. Greyhounds on day 7, that's never going to work. So if you hadn't figured that out about the N, you'd figure it out here. We're left with B as the correct answer. I think it was quicker to go to elimination mode than test the S4 choice. Okay, what could be true? Nothing to do but look at all of these. Greyhounds on day 2, along with Siamese on day 2. That's going to bump into this problem right here. Can't have a G there. So we can eliminate that right away. G and H on day 7, clearly going to bump into this N. Rottweilers and Himalayas can never be on the same day, so C's gone. How about Rottweilers and Manx on day 5? I don't see any problem with that right away, so I'm going to see if I can eliminate E instead. Newfoundland and Manx on day 6. That's going to run into the problem with the 2 N's here. So again, elimination mode was the fastest way to handle that. Common theme. Okay, for 22, there's no H in day 7. So now you should be aware of the pattern that forces the H's in like this. Now, that means R can't be here. N can't be here, right? So it's left being G here. And for this one, R can't be here. G can't be here, so this is stuck being N. So before I do any more work, I want to see if I can answer the question. We need 2 days that can't be the same in terms of the combination of animals in there. How about day 1 and 3? I look at that and it looks like it could be fine. Why not have like a G and an M there? So I'm gonna, like, rather than try it all the way out, I'm gonna look for something that clearly can't be the same. How about day 2 and 6? Yeah, these cannot be the same. We get HN, HG, totally different, so this is our correct answer. 23 is a could be true, and we get to A here, and I just think it'll be incredibly hard to test, so I'm not going to really look all the way at that one. I'm going to see if I can eliminate some other answer choices first. So what about greyhounds on every day that Himalayas are? So like if you see an H, then you're going to definitely see a G. Well, that looks like it's really going to be problematic, because where do I fit all those H's in? Can't do it like this, then the G won't be able to go there. And if you try to do it like, say, this, then you have a G here, and this is bumping into that rule, that you can't have 2 Gs. So you can eliminate B. How about Himalayas on every day that greyhounds are? Already you can see that's not going to work, because there's day 1. You can't have Himalayas then. D is a plain violation of this rule, so that's out. And then Rottweilers on every day that Himalayas are not, again, that just doesn't work with day 1. There's not going to be Himalayas here, and we have a greyhound. So A, rather than testing it, I went to elimination mode and got that done much faster. Okay, last question. Himalayas are not on day 7, so again, we know we've got the H, H, H thing. This can't be N, and it can't be R, so you know it's G. This can't be G, and it can't be R, so you know it's N. So we saw this pattern already here. So what could be true here? G on day 3 plus 5. No, runs into the problem with having 2 Gs together. Newfoundland's on day 3, same issue, 2 Ns. That's not going to work. Rottweilers on day 6 is clearly out. How about Rottweilers only on day 3? Looks possible, so let's see if we can eliminate E. Rottweilers on 3 days. That's just not going to work. You'd have to have 3 Rs all in a row, and that violates this rule. So again, we're left with D here as the correct answer choice. Okay, that's the game. See you on the next one.